Hey guys, welcome back to another video of speed building. This is the second old video that I had saved for a while that also lost its audio. Um, so this is going to be the last old one I do before I add all the other stuff in that will help with the builds before I stop using the texture packs. Actually, I'm probably going to finish the color houses before getting rid of the texture pack and then get rid of the texture pack. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, which I didn't. It's an old video. I feel like I could build better now. Leave some suggestions in the comments below for what you think I should do with these videos in the future, to make them a little bit better. I think I could do better editing and building, so let's get right into it. Here we go. Okay, so when I actually started this build, I wanted to do something more of like a shop. I actually really liked how this build turned out to a point because of the color scheme. I love green. Green's my favorite color. It's on my Minecraft skin. My favorite color palette is white, green, and brown, which I think looks really pretty together. Originally, this was gonna be a dragon, by the way. This is something I really do remember. I wanted to make it like a dragon, but I didn't. You guys will see that in the thumbnail. You'll see that in the rest of the video. I made a wolf instead, because I feel like that's how it kind of looks better that way. I also think I might have used infested blocks instead by accident, but we'll see. I'm also still going to figure out how to migrate all these builds into a new world, or I might just finish off the speed building series for the colors in this world, so we'll have to see about that one. Yeah, this did not go as planned when I did this build right here. I struggled a lot trying to figure out how to like shape it so that it looked kind of nice, like kind of like an animal, because I wanted to do like a stone animal kind of build, and it was also kind of tricky to do for the fact that I wanted both sides to look symmetrical. And let me tell you, that took so long because I didn't know how to do that, and I kept going back and forth, and I still struggle to make it look even on both sides, and I don't even think I did make it look even on both sides. Like right here I did, everything else I don't think I did. And I ended up doing, I don't like how I set up the shop either. It was pretty small inside. I like the purple building a lot better when it came to the shop, because I had a lot of room to work with, which, by the way, I was complaining about in the purple build episode, that I don't like having a lot of room in builds, because it takes a while to fill up, which is true. I don't like having a lot of room, but I also do like having enough room to do something at least. For this one, it was pretty small, and I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing with this one. I was going completely off of just me thinking on the spot. Like I never use a reference when I build. I always think it on the spot. If it ever looks similar to another build, that's actually accidental. I don't intend for my builds to look like any other kind of build, and that's not a bad thing either. It's just I usually try to think of it on the spot, and this is what happens where I'm like struggling to figure out what am I doing here, because I don't know. And for this wolf right here, I wasn't entirely sure what to do, so I kept changing things, kept like editing small areas, terraforming on the build, and it was just me struggling so much right here. But I do love how this one turned out though, because it was just such a it was very difficult, and I love that kind of thing when it happens, where I'm struggling and then I figure it out and I manage to do something that's very kind of decent, and it helps me improve a lot, because in the future, if I want to do something like this, I can look back at this and say, okay, so this is what I did originally, what can I do to make it better? Also, that looked very terrifying, which is why I moved it in the first place. I also want to do green eyes. I don't think I did. I might have. For this one, I remember it a bit more than the blue house. If you guys saw last episode and saw me struggling to talk about, oh jeez, well that's gonna stay in. That is going to stay in. My headphones dropped. If you guys saw the last video, I was struggling so much to talk about the blue build because it was very messy. I wasn't entirely sure of what I was doing with that one when I built it, and this one I have a lot to talk about because I actually really loved how this one turned out. Also, you can see right here me trying to do a dragon wing. Didn't really turn out the way I wanted it though. And I kept editing it over and over and over again. It also was going a little bit into the like purple house area, which I didn't want. That is something else about World Edit. I could move the build a little bit to the left. A little bit to the left if I needed to, which would totally have been helpful. So I ended up taking out the wings, and that's when I started doing the wolf kind of face, which I really like. I really like how that turned out. It was kind of cute to me. I find this weird build cute in a way. That is me. That is something I enjoy. Also, the ears looked kind of weird here, which I think I edited. I don't know. I still think they look kind of weird. I'm not sure if I fixed them any more than I did right here. So that's how they're gonna stay, I guess. I like how I did the mouth too. I tried doing a tongue, didn't like it either. I think I left it actually. Yeah, I think no, I didn't. Okay. This is where I switched out the eyes, and I ended up doing this is where I did I think the glowing eyes. I added, that looked a lot better. If I did add the glowing eyes, which I think I did, which we'll probably see right here, I did like the melon better. I also like the white better. I don't know why I didn't like it before. I like the white right there in the mouth better. So this is me looking back and saying, oh man, I should go back and fix this build. I'm not going to though, because it's done, and I don't think I should, because I feel like if I'm going to start fixing this build, I'm going to fix all the other builds, and I'm not going to have time for the next ones. Oh yeah, I did switch the eyes, which I feel like I shouldn't have. Like, looking at it now, I feel like I shouldn't have switched the eyes out. I also feel like I should have left the green there. So just minor things that I am looking at now, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should have left those things in. I should have added a fireplace in the mouth. There's a lot of things I could have done here. Also adding the same pattern I add in every single build, which is the mixing and matching of similar color patterns, which I typically enjoy. I actually really like a checkerboard pattern. That is my favorite pattern. You're going to see that a lot in Crafty Business. Just the one checkerboard pattern. Also for this build, the green one, I think we might see this one maybe in the future for Crafty Business, because I actually do like how this one turned out. Despite the difficulties building it, and the limited space inside, which you guys will see right now. This is where I struggle actually with symmetry, because I was trying to build the same exact side and the interior the same exact way on the inside too, so everything was very symmetrical. I also hate where I put the room. I'm not going to talk about that though. So this was a me struggling moment, very very struggling right here. I also like how I did the shops as well. I didn't do it like the purple one, which you will see right now. I did it on the outside like a I forgot what those shops are called. They're located on the outside. They sell fruit and such. I don't remember what they're called though. But I have a feeling you guys will probably know what I'm talking about. Also, here you'll see me trying to do everything exactly the same. So this is where I start struggling a lot, where I keep going back and forth and trying to fix every little mistake that I made right here, and then seeing the smaller mistakes, and it was just a lot of back and forth between both sides. And then me changing one side and then trying to add that to the other side, and so on and so forth. And then the way I did the tail, this one was really fun. I actually added a shop in the head of the wolf. So then what ended up happening was right here where we had the little tail staircase, you go up and there's a shop right there, which was another thing I really enjoyed. And here's me struggling with symmetry again. You guys will see that so much in this build. Let's see. The shops I added in here was kind of like a pet shop thing, and then I added a fruit shop, and it just got more just very nature-like kind of shop I was going for. You'll see that on the inside in like a second. And for now, until I like learn how to edit better and like just cut out the parts where I'm like struggling with the symmetry right here, I'm gonna talk a bit about the other stuff that's going to happen very, very soon. So as of recently, I added a new designs for the wolves of Crafty Business, and I'm wondering, should I use those designs for something else in the future? Like maybe a shirt or something, because I do want to make the designs like with like to do something with the designs anyway, not just to like sell them, like just to be like, oh, here's a design I can sell. It's more like I want to have something as like a design for these wolves, like to use these wolves designs for something in the future. Just for the sake of doing that, I feel like that's gonna be something that's really, really fun. Here's me struggling with the water blocks and kelp and such. See, this is not good. I don't like how the water works sometimes, because it doesn't really help, and I don't like adding the signs either, because it just doesn't look really nice. And here's what I'm telling you about the small room. Like if I had more room, I could have done this water thing here, which looked really nice, but I needed not only the up elevator but the down one too, and it was also going through in a lot of places, so I ended up taking it out altogether. Going back to the wolf designs, maybe I'll do something with them in the future. I do want to make a plush for the fun of it, of like Mortimer in the future, not because I'm like, oh, like I should make plushes out of the wolves, because that's gonna take so long. I just want to make one plush out of Mortimer, because I want the fluffy the fluffy mean wolf that is Mortimer. So here's me struggling still with the water. So tell me guys what you think, if you guys want that in the future, at some point or another. Maybe I'll do it. I know for a fact I'm still going to actually design the wolf plush just for just to practice art, different forms of art, and maybe I'll do something with those in the future. But for now, that's just like up in the air. Like I might redo all the wolves designs and such, so we'll see. Here's me doing the shops finally. This was also a struggle. Here's if you guys remember last episode, you saw me doing something with the water, where I was digging a hole in the ground like so, and pouring water in. I actually do this thing where kind of like, I'm pretty sure maybe you guys have seen it before. Maybe, I'm not sure. I also wish I used the smooth sandstone here, because that would have looked a lot nicer than the brick. Maybe I did. I don't remember what I did here. So basically what I did was I added a small like water pool right here, added some lily pads all around, and then I added some glass over it, just to make it look like a little area you could walk on, like water and such. I do this a lot now with most of my builds. I think if I show off the Crafting War server, there is a what's it called, a similar thing right here, which I did with barrier blocks instead. And I added some more water and took out the lily pads altogether, because I decided to add fish instead, which looks really nice. I do like the purple fish though. So there's a fun fact about me. Also disappointed I did use the stone bricks instead. I mean, it kind of looks nice, but I do wish I kind of used the other blocks instead. So that's something to keep in mind for the future as well. Also something I kind of wish I edited out as well. Me struggling to do this build right here a couple of times, just to make the video go a little bit faster. Maybe you guys like the longer video where I'm explaining every single thing that is happening on screen. And I added some plants right here to show it's also a plant shop. And I think I added a bunch of wolves all over the place, which did not look right at all, which you will probably see eventually. And I also added a green sign right there. the yellow sign, which I thought looked really nice too. So I like they added the signs with the dies now. So that's me personally though. So then I did the loom thing as well, and I think I did an apple one this time. Yeah, I did. Okay. And they're gonna see the wolves, me adding some wolves here. I also added some jungle trees, logs to add some more plants in the room, and this is where I added these shops. So I added them all around the area, in like a little garden setup. I also use this kind of like garden setup in Crafty as well. So don't mind it. This is just a design I always use. Which is I think it's kind of interesting. It's not as appealing as other people who could like build these like massive like gardens, which I think are like really awesome, but it's like a smaller version of that, and maybe I'll learn how to do that in the future, but I just don't know how to like do that correctly. And here's where I add the wolves in. I added a and by the way, that fence gate not gonna stop those wolves, because the way I set it up did not work out right. Let's see. And I also did this which I'm surprised I didn't add it under the leaves. Like I usually do this design where I add the lights under the leaves instead. Also, the acacia looks really nice in this texture pack. I personally don't like the orange wood. I know a lot of people do like it though, so I'm not gonna judge. But I don't like the orange wood, and I like it like when it's gray. I kind of want a gray wood in Minecraft. Like we have the like birch that is like kind of like a white wood. We have the the dark oak, which is a darker version of the spruce. You want a darker colored wood. You have oak, which is like the medium color, and I kind of want a gray wood. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish they added dyeable woods. Like I heard they were gonna do that, but they never did. They added the concrete instead, and I kind of wish they added the woods instead, because I feel like that would be a bit more appealing, and it will help a lot with the build as well. Like for example, the one which I did the what's it called, the cyan house, it would be nice to have like some dyeable colors to add to the floor, but you know, I'm not gonna be too upset about that. Maybe they'll add it in the future, we'll see. I like the green nose I added here, and that's where I added the glass, which didn't look good at all. Maybe I still want to go back into the future and fix that, because the glass has a creeper face on it, which is fine, but I just kind of wish it had something. It was just normal green glass. Also, may update the texture pack very soon for Crafty Business and every other series I do, so we'll see about that as well. If you guys have any suggestions for texture packs, because I can't add shaders on just yet, because my computer is not going to handle that. It barely handles texture packs, so I'm not going to handle shaders. But until then, do you have any suggestions for texture packs that I can use that keeps the same kind of like appeal? Because I for one am not really good with like neon kind of colors or brighter colors, because I find them hard to look at. Like for example, the wheat in Minecraft, I find it hard to look at, which is interesting. For me, like brighter colors kind of just don't like agree with me, I guess. This is where I add some of the shops. I wanted to add like an old feel, so I was gonna add cobwebs. I don't think I ended up adding it actually, but we'll see. Maybe I did. I added some I think I did add nether portal frames. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't remember if I did or not. Okay. Also the video is pausing a bit because of the fact I am still doing this in like a very like laggy server, so I also cut the grass in half, so now we have like a smaller space to work with. This is where I was trying to add like end portal frames as like the shop like kind of thing here, but I ended up not adding it because I didn't think that looked good at all. Still don't think it looks good, so that's something I'm glad I changed. I don't like how the shops ended off anyway, so there's that as well. Uh, let's see, and I added the dried coral as the shop. What's it called? Stands, shop stands. Which I thought was okay. And I added like little like small items on the shop, so like people can like pick these items up and such. Also, I added a wither rose, which I don't remember adding, and I don't know why I did. Does anyone like that flower? I don't know. I mean, I do to an extent. I feel like it'd be fun to use at certain points. Also, these are shulker boxes as well, if you couldn't tell. And then there's I try to like do these based on like different sections, like seeds, and then we have like the mushrooms, and then we have blocks that grow, like these kind of blocks grow like unlike other like kind of like what are they called, other kind of plants where like bamboo grows on its own. You could just replant the bamboo and it'll keep growing. Same with cactus and like sugarcane, like it has like a height where it reaches, and then like it'll keep growing to that height until it reaches said height, kind of thing. Like its bamboo grows to like 10 blocks maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how high it grows. For the cactus it grows to 4, and for sugarcane it also grows to 4. So that's why I kind of put it like that. I'm not sure why I'm explaining that. The large flowers are put in the same place, and so on and so forth. Just have it a bit organized. Should have added villagers around here. Not sure why I didn't. And I also did like just plant-based items and only plant-based items. And I added some carpeting to make like a walkway kind of thing, which I think looked kind of okay. Kind of wish I changed it from this green to a different green, or at least did the checkerboard pattern. I love that pattern. Not going to change my mind on that one. You're going to see a lot of builds with that pattern, as I said before, and that's not going to change. And I think that is pretty much about it. I'm just adding the final carpet, which I think looks okay in the texture pack. I think maybe a bit more of a pattern would be kind of nice. I'll look into more texture packs later. So just adding some final touches and such. Also, this is where I saw the problem with the wolves. They were all escaping up the ladder, pay up here, and then they were also outside, which I think you'll probably see right now. I also added some bamboo in some places, which I didn't like, so I took them out. And I think I was adding just like smaller details here and there. Also the wolves were just in the way of everything. And I think you'll probably see that in a second, where you see like a bunch of the wolves escaped. Also adjusted the tables a bit here and there. I should have added some of the lilies around. Also, you saw a wolf at the bottom of the screen. And there we go. That is a finished build. There's a wolf right there running around. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this build. I love how it turned out. I love the color palette. I'm glad I didn't use any spruce or dark oak. There's another wolf right there. And I used acacia instead. So that this turned out okay. I think it turned out good. Anyway, I'm really glad you guys enjoyed. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I have different things going on my channel very soon. Maybe that will interest you guys. We'll see. If you have any suggestions for any future uploads, let me know, or any ideas for builds, and I will take them into account, as I always do. Alright, I hope you guys had a great rest of your day, and will have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys!